I will continue with yesterday. Yesterday we discussed the installation, how to start with AngularJS and the steps of AngularJS application. These 5 steps we should remember when we are starting with AngularJS, right? Download the AngularJS file and add in the head section. And second one is declare ngapp attribute, declare ngapp attribute and declare ng controller. Okay. Next, register with AngularJS our application with ngapp and declare ng controller. Yeah, these are the 5 steps we should follow when we are creating AngularJS application. And the next is ng init. Ng init will be used to initialize the value when the page loads. For example, recently we have seen one example, right? Calling the service list of countries. Once we get list of countries, based on the selection, we are getting the states. Based on the state selection, the cities are populating. Same thing, if I want to write in page load, right, we can use this ng init. This will be loaded when page loads. This should be inside the controller. And I have controller 1. ngapp uploaded ng init. Here, just for confirmation, we are printing the value. Array is countries, right? It's country, and this is an array, right? It is of 0 dot name. Means in countries array, in the 0 index object, it will pick up the name attribute. Okay. Interest rates. If I change this to locally, NUS, right? When page loads, want to declare something, initially just use ng init attribute to initialize the value, and here you can declare like one variable or array or object, whatever it required, you can declare that. There is no restriction. We should declare only the array, only the object. You can declare what can declare. You can declare. And variables or objects. Arrays. Yesterday we discussed about ng model, right? It's like a identification ID. This will be declared as unique on the page to identify the value to web binding. and this ng repeat will be used to repeat the value. Right? Last time I think we explained one example when we create, like when we enter something in the form that should be added to table, right? We have seen that example, right? The situation, I think we are creating the table from jQuery and adding to the table manually. Same thing here. So I want to print this array directly. We can use this ng repeat attribute in AngularJS. Here, this will iterate through countries, and inside this, each object treated as country. Now see, right? List of the things which we have in GInit means if you want to create a table dynamically, here we are not depending on the jQuery, right? In AngularJS, we have an attribute ngRepeat. Based on that, we can display the dynamic table. Here we are displaying using li, right? So I'll make this table with two columns, name and right. It's displaying in the table. There one thing missed. We need to add the binding. Right, you can see the table. Right here, we are not depending on any scripting. Just using ngRepeat attribute, we are able to create dynamic table using an array. That is concept. The entire AngularJS continuously will depend on ng model and ng repeat. These are the very important two attributes in AngularJS, because in every form we need to declare like ng models for each controller And after that, when I click on save something, those should be displayed in the table, right? For that also I need the table, dynamic table preparation. For that, we need to use NZ repeat. Here, these are the some of uppercase filters, not uppercase. These are filters. Now see, the output here we are displaying like camel cases, right? U is capital and S is capital. If I want to make it capital, just use the filter. The syntax is you need to add pipe symbol, uppercase. Just right, it's converted as uppercase. If you want to use lowercase, all should be lower, and you can use lowercase, right? All are lowercase. These two filters, uppercase filter is used to change the font, uppercase or lowercase. If it is amount, we can use a currency filter. For example, because it's not a number, right? Just here I'm adding value 10. But it's adding automatically the dollar sign before the value. And these three are the filters. And the last one is general filter for marks. Just repeat this example.
Should give space, sir. Div and GAC.
Yeah.
Div and GAC. Table and border also, sir.
below this, you can see the filter is working. If I type something, now we can do one thing. Do take another example, and I will create like one form and the table. Yeah, here we have three things: first name, last name, fees, and subject. I want to show name in uppercase. We don't need all these things. Example, here we have four properties of student, right? And after this, I'm adding one button. For this, I'm adding G click. When I click on this button, it will call this function, which is declared inside the controller. Here, we're declaring an array, the student, and table, not table, you need to iterate here. gi fun repeat equal to student in students. This is syntax. We have to declare this as students. Here I'm going to declare that function save function. Scope dot function name is save equal to, this is like a syntax for declaring function name. It's much different, just here we'll specify the name of function and equal to function. Insert this. Students of equal to, here you can see the object directly. You can add dollar scope dot object, and here we need tds, right? Inside each td student first name and student last name, fees, subject name. Here it should be capital. That's it. We'll see. Okay. Here I have it. Subject assertion, subject name. contains student object. Right? Every time we are clearing the campaign. Enter and recharging was wages 15,000 subject say something. Right? When I'm adding the values here, it is adding to the table. Let's try an enter flow once again. Right, it's adding. Now, first I declared 4 text inputs with an object dot first name, object dot last name, object dot fees. In AngularJS, when we declare one form, just use in ng model, use the object dot property. This syntax will says student is a object, right? For object, we have these properties: first name, last name, fees, subject name. Don't write the property directly, because when we are binding to something else, then we'll get some issue. It's not issue. And if you don't have this student object before this, what will happen when I want to insert like this? I need to write scope dot first name, scope dot last name, scope dot fees, scope dot subject name. If we have 4 fees, then we need to write 4 statements to get the value. Now, if I declare the student object here, in student here I can get all the values, all the properties directly without manually binding or manually assigning value to it. That's why we should take one object before the property to avoid the more coding in AngularJS. In JavaScript, if you want to get the value from 4 fields, just need to write like $id dot value, dollar second name dot value, right? Recently we looked at, I think. Here we can take one object with property directly. And when I click on save, I'm calling save function. Here I'm taking students array. I'm pushing the object of student in each index. Right here I'm pushing. And this will be automatically updated to this table. This table, every time when this array updated, automatically this ng repeat will repeat and reinitialize the table with these values. Take 4 text fields with object.property ng model and use ng repeat to display the values in the students. When I click on button, I'm calling here save function. Inside the save function, we are taking the values from object, the text field values, and assigning inside or putting inside the array in each index. Based on that, the table will be displayed. Clear? Any doubts?
No, sir. Sir, will you share that AngularJS document, sir?
Yeah, I'll share it.
Thank you, sir.
And this is like yeah, adding the value and seeing, right? Here I want to filter the values, these values. For this in AngularJS we have simple small thing like declare one input type equal to text where ng fun model giving as search, right? Need to add like pipe symbol. I'm adding custom filter now. Filter colon search means which we enter in this text field that will be filtered from the table. First we don't have any values, right? Just add this. I want add more values. Yeah, you can see, right? Automatically the table is filtering now. If I enter C and C plus plus, if I want to search with the value 15,000, I can, and with the last name, yes, we have two values. D, we have only one value, right? For this filter, just declare one text field with ng model. That ng model will be provided here as filter. Then that becomes very easy to search in the table. Clear, right? Ng repeat and ng model and ng filters for the text. For the text we have uppercase, lowercase, currency, and for ng repeat, if you want to filter some values from the table or list of things, just use custom filter. Okay, for that, just declare one input with ng model. That ng model value will be provided as custom filter in ng repeat. Clear? Tomorrow we'll see this ng disabled show hide ng click. And today we have seen for this, right? Ng click. See tomorrow. Any doubts regarding today's?
No, sir.